So Bruce said, found a city niche combo that looks great, but only found 6 businesses advertising in the area. Is this still a go or move on? 6 businesses, I'd still go for it. Look, I've gone into cities that there's been 3 or 2 and I've gotten deals. What we have to remember, guys, is it is still possible to close people that aren't currently paying for ads or leads. That's still a thing. Like, I feel like before I started talking about it, people weren't even looking at that shit. It was just like, we're just going into whatever. So yes, you can close people that aren't paying. It's just easier when they're paying for Google ads. And then it's easier after that, finding people that are paying for Home Advisor, and then Angie's List, and then it goes down, boom, 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 boom. So at 6 people paying for it, yeah, bro, send it. No big deal. Just send that thing, dude. You got to get in those reps. And I'm guessing if there's not anyone paying for ads or only 6 people, then maybe your CPC is really low. And if nothing else, you get your reps in. Mike V, how often are you calling BOs after closing them to make sure they're happy? I've just got an email saying, can we chat about a few things? Hopefully he's not going to cancel after 2 months. Typically what we like to do is, reminder, Mike, is during that first contract, whether it's 3 months, whether it's 6 months, whether it's a year, that is the most important period, because if you can get them through that first contract into the second contract, you're going to see your attrition go way down and your retention go way up, which is the same thing. So what we like to do is we like to check in weekly with these business owners at least once a week for the first contract. Now, typically what that looks like is maybe an email twice a month, maybe a text message once a month, and maybe a phone call once a month. Sometimes if they're a little bit like, you know, maybe with this one, maybe it's a phone call 3 times a month, but I would be checking in at least once a week until you get to contract number 2, which is that year, because then your attrition goes way down. And again, a reminder, if they're not making money, if they're not closing deals, they eventually will cancel. So you need to know that stuff. And sometimes it's not your fault, and sometimes it's not anything that you're doing or you're not doing, but it just is what it is. Okay. Nate, tips on closing faster. I find it takes a few weeks to close, while it takes some like 2 weeks. Nate Heath, great question. My biggest advice for that is you don't need as many leads as you think. I've closed deals where I've sent 2 leads in a period of 24 hours. They haven't even run the leads. They've literally just scheduled the estimates. But I can tell by the way we're talking, I can tell by the rapport that was built, I can just tell because I've done it enough. Hey, this person's ready to go and I'm sending it. So my only advice is test it, dude. Test it at 3 leads. If you have 3 leads sent, 2 leads sent, and it feels right, even though you're like, man, that seems like it's only been 2 days. I've only sent them 2 leads, but it just kind of feels like they're ready. Send it, dude. Try it out. What's the worst that can happen? You don't need to send as many leads as you think. Guys, remember, when you go to Costco, they don't give you 4 cookies. They give you 1 piece of cheese, 1 little fourth of a cookie, and we end up buying a case, right? Because they don't sell anything but cases of Toll House. Daniel, have leads coming in, have 7 business owners running Google ads, but none of them picking up the phone. Daniel Kong, that's an interesting challenge. Here's a couple suggestions. Get a Google Voice number, use a CallRail number, try *67, just do all kind of different things that you can do to get them to pick up the phone. Try sending them a text. Just try different things. If you can't get any of them to pick up, that seems very, very interesting, very, very weird, but I would try a couple of those things first, guys. We just got to get that attention, get them to answer. We got to have a chance at it. Of course, worst case scenario, you could always send an email. It's my least favorite option, but yeah, you could always try a text message. Just don't give too much information away. We got to give a reason for them to call you back.